Okay, so we started the famous story in the Gemara that Rabba says a person is obligated on Purim to intoxicate himself, not knowing the difference between Or Haman and Baruch Mordechai, and then the Gemara brought a story of the Amoraim, Rabba and Reb Zeira. They made a Purim Suda together, and they got drunk, and Rabba got up, and he shechted Reb Zeira, and the next morning he asked for Chamanis, and he was Machayim Mesim. The next year he says, let's do it again, and what does Reb Zeira tell him? Not every single time Mistachish Nisa, does a nest happen? So we asked, how's it possible that Rabba was nichshol even a little bit of Shvichas Damim? And even though they got drunk, we know Adam would Leilam. Rabba was a Beinani, so for sure Rabba was very careful not to put himself in a matzav that he would be over the lav of Shvichas Damim. Now, and we brought down from the Marsha, we brought down from the Yaivitz different answers that he didn't mamish kill him, he just gave him a lot of wine, and he was bedridden, and it looked like he was about to die. The Yaivitz says that it's just that he gave him so much wine, and people thought that he died, and then he panicked, Reb Zeira, so he fainted. So the Rebbe shlugged up that. Then we brought from Chassam Sefer that the person who's born in Mazel Maidim is a Shefich Damim. So we said the Yaivitz says that for sure he didn't spill blood, and also the Rambam says that a person has full Bechira Chavshis to do what he wants, even though he's born with a certain tendency. Also, we don't find that he really apologized. He was ready to do it. It's just that he wasn't sure if the nest would happen. So in Beis we said that we have a Biyudim, Al Derech Hadrush V'Asoi, that it didn't happen Kipshute, it's more Baruchnius. But the Rebbe says, if we're learning halacha from there, and then the halacha and then a story, obviously this is psak halacha and it happened. And the Ran and the Balamor bring down what the Rabbi Ephraim says, that from this Maisa, the halacha should not be like him, because we see what happened from such a story. Okay, and then we started saying that the Maisa of Ipsum, they got drunk, means Kipshutei, and nevertheless, there was not a slach of Shvichas Damim at all, until the next year, they were really both ready to do it again. Then we explained that this is we'll understand this by first prefacing the whole Ma'is of Nadav and Avihu, as the Gemara says that they died because Shesuye Yayin Nichlas L'Mikdash, that they drank wine when they entered the Beis HaMikdash, which means that drinking wine, the Misa was a outcome of drinking too much wine. And the question is, Moshe tells Aaron that I know that your kids are greater than us, so how could we say that something not so positive about them, that because they were drunk, they went to the Beis HaMikdash, they died. So the Archaim explains that another one of Avil, because they had such a desire to be close with Hashem, and it caused them to have this desire to have Klais HaNefesh, that their soul should expire. In other words, like the pasuk says, "B'kirvasim l'fnei Hashem v'yemusu," that the reason why they died is because kirvasim l'fnei Hashem. Okay, that's where we left off yesterday, and we're holding the paragraph starts with Zo. Okay, Zo gam apir shesui aynim chazol migdash, and this is also the explanation of that they drank wine when they entered the Beis HaMikdash. Huh?
Hey, right?
No. I didn't get that far. It's the middle of Gimel by Vizel. Vizel Gama Pirish. In Gimel, yeah. Vizel Gama Pirish and Nichsul Migdash Agavash Beyayin Hilusedus Primus Ater. Now, what does it mean? Shesuya Yayin, they drank wine. Wine refers to the inner parts of Teda. Kamaimer, as the Gemara in Eruvin says, Nichlas Yayin Yatsasait. When a person drinks wine, his essence comes out. The Gemesh Yayin Gash from Megalas Atom and B'Libishal Adam. Just like when a person drinks wine, it reveals what's inside of him, and as it brings down in the Ha'ara 23, Yayin itself is muvla first in grapes, and then the wine comes minahelim alagid. So that's the whole wine. Wine kipshute makes a person bring out the sight, and also the way it grows, the wine is muvla is absorbed in the actual grapes. Now, so too beruchnis. What does it mean? The wine means the seidis. The seidis of what? Means the seidis hatera. What does it mean drinking wine? Made al gedel ve'etzim hagila de pnimius hatera. That shows on the greatness and the desire to reveal the pnimius hatera. Ad lematzav shel kleis hanefesh, till you're in a situation that your soul expires. Just like drinking wine kipshutei, all your senses are vanished at that moment. So too, the greatness of this revelation and the desire, this causes that a person's senses are bottled. So Shasuya Yain, what does that mean? Yain refers to say the Satera. Shasuya Yain, what does that mean? That means that the great and the great and powerful revelation of Pnimiyas Satera until you come into the Matzah Klei Nefesh. That's why after this whole episode, the Torah warns and says wine and beer you should not drink. A person is not allowed to drink wine in a way of becoming intoxicated. Say this for us to Torah. This alludes to when a person drinks wine of Torah. In other words, sudden but isn't the Torah. He wants to go and learn. He wants to get involved. He wants to delve into the secrets of Torah. A person has to be careful not to come to the level of Klei Nefesh. So a person has to make sure that when he learns Pnimiyas Hatera, it's in a way of, like the Gemara Chagiga says, that Rabbi Kiva lasted. Why? Because Nichnas B'Shalom V'Yatz B'Shalom. The rest of them all something either like a Shlokish. This one went crazy. This one died. Which means, as we know, the famous explanation brought down Chassidus that the entrance into the Pardes has to be in a way of Shalom, that you know that when you go out, it's also going to be B'Shalom, which means the Shamas Begofim. Now he brings down in the Rebbe brings down in Ha'ara 30. So, but before the actual command of Yain V'Sheich Al Teish, there could be a matziv that a person is in a way of Shasuya Yain till it comes to Klei Nefesh, and that's why even after Moshe says to Aaron, the Krevei Kadosh, because that was before the tzivah. But afterwards, in other words, they didn't do anything wrong. They had the desire to become to have Klei Nefesh, like the Orach Chaim says, to the Eibishter. And there was no command not to. Just what happened? Right after that happened, Hashem says, no, this is not Kavana Al Yena. Yain V'Sheich Al Teish. A person cannot learn to see the Torah and come to a level that he's intoxicated, that his neshama is out of the guf. Dalet. V'hinei Pashut, it's Pashut. Shabir Zeh, B'Shuya Yain, Niftas Olam Nigdash, Le'Bala Hitza Inyan, Be'akra Midik Pshuti. Now, when you say that another than Aviyu drank wine when they went into the Beis HaMikdash, that does not come to negate that they actually physically drank wine. We're saying now that wine means Seder Sateda, but Yain V'Shecher means Kipshute, that they drank Shu Yain Nechus on the Mikdash. Sharim Mefurish B'Kos of Kanal Shlachar Zeizira Teri Yain V'Shecher Al Teish, which means Isur Lishtes Yain Dera Shecher Kipshute. You're not allowed to drink wine in a way of intoxication. You must say that Kipshute Yadav Aviyo did consume alcohol. What's the pshat? Say this for us in the Teda. By Nadav Aviyo, they drank wine. They had physical wine, and that's connected with the Yain of Teda. Say this and Razan of Teda. Now, Gemara B'Shallah, the Shallah explains, you you find many holy people in Eretz Yisrael, sometimes these great Talmidei Chacham drank an excessive amount of wine. It was all for Hashem. Why? So he explains. Because by drinking a lot of wine, they would get into a good mood. Through that, they would be able to be in a mood that they would be able to say Divrei Torah, and the Divrei Torah that would come out would be even double the amount without the wine. Through a simcha, through being happy, the Chacham is megala the secrets of Torah. Rabba says simcha is chazik akeich hasichli sheyesh b'nefesh v'azay yisir mucha negalas talumis b'chachma. Why? Because through being happy, then your intellect is in a good mood, and you're able to be megala the secrets of Torah. Nechas yain yatsa seid ashaydei mishta yain yatsa divrei kras seid. So through drinking wine, the seid comes out. Yeah. And by Nadav and Avihu also, they were very holy. Which means that they physically drink a lot of wine. Why do they drink wine? In order to lose their senses, that they should be in a good mood, that they should be able to come to the level of Klais HaNefesh. So it doesn't negate the Pashta Pshat. They drank wine in order to negate the chushim, to become, like the Shalah says, that many Talmidei Chacham actually do this in order that more Torah should be megala. So by drinking wine kipshutei, that's putting themselves in a scenario that they could have Klais HaNefesh. Now, the same thing you could explain that this is how Reb Zeira passed away. The mashkos shachte heinik mashkos marsha the agri chamra lishis yesim midai v'chol not alomus. So, like the marsha says that yes, they had an excessive amount of wine. Lo yal yidei hayayin hagashmi, not through drinking wine b'gashmi. So he said heinik klais hanefesh. I did shasiya gilei shel yayin shepetera say this atera. Now, what does it mean that Reb Zeira gave, that Rabba and Reb Zeira, which means that they had an excessive amount of wine that they were trying to get to the level of Klais HaNefesh? Yes, they had wine just like Nadav and Avihu. And Reb Zeira, so the Rebbe is taking the Marsha that they had an excessive amount of wine. But there was a Misa Kipshutei. He actually died. V'lachein Srile the Rabba Ephraim Shempeha Uvda the Rabba Reb Zeira Batal Chiyav Lebsumei.
I promise I don't.
V'lachein Srile, and that's why Rabba Ephraim holds that because of this story of Rabba and Reb Zeira, that's why there's no Chiyav. You should not get drunk. L'fisa Muva and Hate there Shein Kan Abizra'ah Sheshvichas Dam. And that's why it's understood that there's no srach, there's no abizrayo of shvichas dam at all. Because what was the misa? The misa was, yes, they drank wine kipshutei, but the misa was klais hanefesh. 1 second. So there was kipshutei, there was actual death. There's actually the neshama left the guf, but not chas v'shalom that Rabba killed Reb Zeira kipshutei, but rather there was so much sedes atera being megala that Reb Zeira couldn't handle it, and he had klais hanefesh. Ufriza movement hater shein kana bizrayo shal misa soshvichas dam and chas v'shalom klal shari misa is a klais hanefesh bilim at sedes atera shel Reb Zeira. V'zeh muvu eres. Now we could explain the what the Gemara stresses, that they both got drunk. They both got drunk. And it implies that because they both got drunk, this caused to come Rabba Shachtel Reb Zeira. Kilei rak ma'aseh shel Rabba elagam misas Reb Zeira isum neshegil matzah sheshechas hamevi likleis hanefesh shel adam kanal. In other words, this Maisa with Rabba and Reb Zeira was because they came to the matzah of Kleis HaNefesh. He's going to explain exactly the nuance of what does it mean, Kam Rabba Shachtel Reb Zeira. This is the theme of the story that Rabba and Reb Zeira had a Sudas Purim, and they both got drunk. Drinking of wine, Kipshute was for the intention, like the Shalah says, that by drinking wine, they will be able to megale the Seder Satera. V'chein aya, she'yidei shtiyosam b'suda zu, niglu etzlam Seder v'razid Teda nalam b'yeser, ad tachas iloi da'ad deloy yada. So by drinking wine, they were able to come to the level of Razin, of the highest level, till ad deloy yada. Aval gam shneim nishtakru. So they both got drunk. They call Malkim Rak Eitzel Reb Zeira bazeh ba mizeh Kleis HaNefesh mamish. It's only Reb Zeira that he had the Kleis HaNefesh. Batam why? Ki Rabba hoya loy seichel Rab Yoser Meichen Negadlis. Why? Because Rabba had seichel. What was Rabba? Rabba, his name means great, which means that Rabba showed he had Meichen Negadlis. He had a breita cup. He had a very great mind. He could handle a lot. So he was able to handle the secrets of the Teda going on over there. Reb Zeira was not able to handle this revelation. Like you see in their names, Rabba means great, and Reb Zeira means small. Zeira, small. And so Reb Zeira, he had his soul expired until Mamish, like we said, he had Kleis HaNefesh. Okay, so he explained. So the Maisa happened Kipshutei, yes, that they both drank wine. They're both discussing the secrets of the Teda. But it's only affected Reb Zeira, not Rabba, because Rabba had Meichen the Gadlus, and Reb Zeira had Meichen the Gadlus. Vav. To come Rabba Shachtel Reb Zeira. Now we can understand this diuk of what does it mean come Rabba Shachtel Reb Zeira. The Lecheda have the memer kotle kietzu. Should have said that he murdered him. What's his lashon shachti? Isa b'gemara. It says in the Gemara in Chulin. The Gemara in Chulin says ein v'shachat ela umashach. What does it mean shchita? What does it mean v'shachat? It means that you have to umashach. You have to draw the knife. You have to meshach the knife. Hainu, what does it mean? Sheteichen inyan hashchita hu meshicha v'hala, which means that the theme of shechting is elevation. Shekain idea hashchita machshirem asabeim alachilas adam. Through actually performing shchita, you're preparing the behema for a person to eat. And through eating the animal, you're elevating the animal from being a chai to the level to medaber. Shenasas damu basik kipshari, damedaber becomes part of your flesh. As explained in many places, that why you're being mitzar the animal. The reason is because because you're actually bringing up the animal to a higher level. Now, in our concept, what does it mean? Rabba shechted Reb Zeira, that he forced him to drink an excessive amount of wine. Which means that Rabba elevated Reb Zeira to a level that he was never there. Say this, but doesn't the Teda amukim v'yesi medai be'erech limud doi haraga lefi kagase that he was megala so much Teda to him more than he can handle. Davazev, you look at nefesh, kupshutim mamish, and this caused him to have place in nefesh, kimei, benadu v'aviyu. Now, Shnei Yanim Yeshtem, you had both ideas over here. Shakabana b'shachti l'chleisa pirod alasham menaguf mamish leidakti salfas. First of all, you had shachti means that mamish kleisa nefesh, that the neshama left the guf. Not only fainting. There's no bloodshed. On the contrary, so on one hand, shachta he elevated him. There was kleisa nefesh, but there was no shvichas dam. All right, we'll stop here, and Mitzvah tomorrow we'll finish the sikha. Okay.
So that's what